All right, students, so I'm going to make a quick video on solving algebraic equations. And so this is a funny image that we've seen before where you have to find x and you say, there it is. Well, no, we actually really have to solve for x in these problems. So we're going to use some algebra. So let's take a look. Yeah, there it is. So here's one example of finding the solution to a linear equation. And we usually think about linear equations as like y equals mx plus b, or that's point slope-intercept form, or there's point-slope form, which is this one below, which is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. We'll learn more about these in a few units. We're not going to focus on that today. So here's an example of a linear equation. So it's kind of written in a weird form, and we need to basically simplify this so we can solve for x. So the first thing we need to do is we need to combine like terms, but we can't combine like terms because I can't combine these like terms yet because I have this group, this binomial here that's being multiplied by the 3. So we actually need to distribute first. So I'm going to distribute that 3, and then now I end up with, so 3 times 5x is 15x, 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. So this leaves me with 15x minus 6 plus 5x plus 2 equals 136. So now I can combine like terms. So what are my like terms? Let's take a look. We have these terms here with an x to the first power, and then we have these constants here, negative 6 and 2. Well, what about this constant over here? Well, it's on the other side of the equation, so we don't really have to worry about that yet. We will combine that in a few minutes, so you'll see. So we're just going to combine the like terms on this side of the equation. So that leaves me with 20x minus 4 equals 136. Now what I have to do is, we learned our order of operations as PEMDAS or PEMA or GEMMA. It depends on who your teacher was. And so that's for arithmetic. But this is an algebraic expression. So we need to actually do reverse order of operations. So we need to do SADMEP, or I guess AMEG. So what we have to do first is think about subtraction or addition. So can I add anything to both sides? Yes. So I'm going to add this 4 to both sides. So really what algebra does is it's undoing arithmetic. The next thing I'm going to do is, so now I have 20x equals 140, is, well, can I divide or multiply? Yeah, I can divide both sides by 20. So that's going to leave me with x equals 7. So you're probably asking me like, hey, Mr. Fitz, how's that a linear equation? That's just x equals 7. That's just x is 7. Well, if we think about, what is that line? That is a line. It's that line x equals 7. It's just a vertical line where x is always equal to 7. So yeah, it is a linear equation. Okay, let's look at one other example. All right, so here's another linear equation we need to solve. But the problem is now we have variables on both sides of the equation and constants on both sides of the equation. So I can't really combine like terms. I can't combine these two terms and I can't combine these two terms. So what I need to do is I need to move this x term over here and then this constant over here. So how do I do that? Well, really it's just positive 1. So I'm just going to subtract 1 from both sides. That's easy. That leaves me with negative 4x equals negative 9x plus 15. Well, now I have to move this x term over to the other side. How do I do that? Well, I could subtract a negative 9x, right? That's what we think about when we're removing is subtracting. Well, if I'm subtracting a negative, that's just adding. So add 9x to both sides and you are left with 5x equals 15. Then we just have to divide both sides by 5 and you get x equals 3. Okay, let's take a look at one more. So we're going to solve for x in simplest form. That's the key, simplest form for this one, so we might have to do some simplification. So the equation is 9 equals 1/4 times this binomial here, 6x plus 12. So again, the first thing I have to do is distribute this 1/4 to both of these terms here. So I'm going to multiply 6x times 1/4, and I'm going to multiply 12 by 1/4. So that's going to leave me with 9 equals 6 over 4x plus 12 over 4. Well, if I plug 12 over 4 in my calculator, I'm going to get 3. 12 divided by 4 is 3. But 6 divided by 4, so if I simplify that, what do I get? I get 3 over 2x. So you can actually simplify that in your calculator. I just wanted to show everybody how you do that. So you basically, if you type in 6 divided by 4, you're going to get 1.5, but that's a decimal. But it's fine to leave things as improper fractions. I don't know why they're called improper fractions anyway. But to change that 1.5 to a fraction, what you do is you hit math, and then you'll see something that'll come up and it'll say fraction, and so it'll be the first choice. So you would just hit that, and it will convert that decimal to a fraction for you. So that leaves me with 9 equals 3 over 2x plus 3. Then I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides, right? If you remember our reverse order of operations, I'm going to do subtraction, and that leaves me with 6 equals 3 over 2 times x. Now, I need to divide both sides by 3 over 2. But instead of dividing by, whenever I divide by a fraction, that's like multiplying by its reciprocal. So, and here's how that works, right? So if I multiply by the reciprocal of 3 over 2, that's 2 over 3. So 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 3 is 6, so that's the same as 6 over 6, which is 1. All right, so that means I've basically gotten rid of that 3 over 2 on this side, which was what my goal was. So 2 over 3 times 6, well, that's 2 times 6 is 12. 3 times 1 is 3. Remember, 6 is just the same as 6 over 1. So that leaves me with 12 over 3 equals x. Well, x is just 4. All right. Well, that's all I have for this video. I hope this helps. Please let me know if you have any questions, and we'll try some of these problems in class.